Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. So it is week 7 of the Three Rivers Pantry Challenge. One more week to go. And this week was a little different for me. I was throwing together meals that I hadn't thrown together. Well, that's the way I cook anyway. Throwing meals together on the fly. Things I hadn't tried in the past. And a few favorites revisited. And I'll show you one of them at the end because I think I'm getting pretty good at it. So for week 7, this is the new meals that we did and how we got along this week. So let's show you what we did. So this night I'm doing a take on pepper steak. I have some keystone beef here. I have some caramelized onions and some peppers. And I also have my rice soaking in here in the back. Now, of course, I'm starting with my roux as I normally do. I'm going to, equal parts butter and flour. And I'm going to add my liquids from my peppers and my beef into here and get that into roux thickened, and then put in my veggies of onions, peppers, and then eventually my meat. And of course my ever-present veg broth, I'm going to call it, that's pretty much present in my fridge at all times. And I'm just putting whatever seasonings I like to put in there, mostly garlic, onion powder, a little bit of browning for this, and a pinch of salt, and sometimes pepper, depending. And then I use the no salt seasonings as well, that has red pepper flakes and different seasonings as well in it, and bring that to a boil before I add in all my veggies. So it goes my peppers into my roux, then I'm adding my caramelized onions, and then finally my meat to just warm through. And I've made many varieties of this same dish with chicken, put mushrooms in it, whatever kind of veggies, broccoli you can add to this to stretch the meal as well. And that's dinner tonight. I put it over rice and I did a side of corn. So this week, in addition to my sandwich loaves that I made a pan of dinner rolls, and these I've made time and time again. I will link a video describing how I make them in the description box below. And these are them with, of course, some butter on the top because we do love some butter. So for this week's sweet treat, I'm making peanut butter cookies. I'm using the last of my water glass eggs, some Skippy peanut butter, and some sugar. 3 ingredients, that's all you need. Personally, peanut butter cookies are my favorite. So I'm going to show you how I make these. It's really simple. 3 ingredients. When I first made these, I was like, there's no way this is going to work. But sure enough, it did. And I've kept this recipe, been making it for years now. And it's easy to come together. You don't need any flour. It's basically, like I said, 3 ingredients, and that's it. Peanut butter, eggs, and sugar. Now I decrease the sugar a bit because it's kind of sweet for me, but I'll put the recipe in the link description box below so you can see what it is and try it for yourself. Easy peasy. So I create my sugar and my eggs together before I add my peanut butter. I don't know if that makes a difference. That's the way I've been doing it, and it seems to work out pretty good for me. So I will say they will spread in the oven. If you don't want them to spread, you could probably chill them before you bake them off. But I don't mind. I actually scoop them out smaller, and then when they spread in the oven, they come out to a nice size. And this recipe will make about 2 dozen. I actually most times double the recipe or even triple the recipe sometimes. So I can get a good bit so they last us throughout the week. And you just scoop them on the parchment paper, and once you get them on the parchment paper, I just took a fork and just mash them down, and that's basically it. It's like literally in 5 minutes you can have these cookies on a cookie sheet and into the oven if you don't chill them. So a quick tip to not have your fork stick to your cookies is to just have a cup or a mug or something of water that you just dip the fork into as you're pressing your cookies out with the fork, and it helps them to not stick. So into the oven they go at 350 degrees, 8 to 10 minutes depending on your oven. Mine was actually a little bit less than 8, so you have to watch them because they will burn quickly. So here they are on the cooling rack out of the oven, and seriously, they literally had the house smelling so yummy. A lot of them were gone before they even cooled. So all I do is just store them in a plastic container on my counter, and they last there all week. I haven't had them go past a week, so I'm not exactly sure how long they last on the counter for, but we've had them sitting there for at least a week. So today I just wanted to make a quick lunch for myself. I'm home alone, and I wanted to try these cheddar broccoli Knorr sides. I've never tried this particular one before, so I thought it would be good. And I'm just going to put some hamburger patties on the side, my water boiling in the back. So another quick meal, I have these organic tortillas out of the freezer, and this came from an Azure order that I placed, and there's 2 left in this particular package, so I'm just going to make a quick meal. I have some red beans, I have some green salsa out of the fridge, and then I just made up some filling for them. Now all this is some onions, peppers, some leftover rice, and then those beans. I also added some Keystone beef left over from our previous meal, and just some taco seasonings, and that will be the filling that I'm going to put in these. And I'm just putting some cheese. I'm going to put them back in the pan and just cook them up, and this is what I have left after I made the 2 of them. So this is one of the things I'm trying to perfect. It is the sourdough discard pizza crust, just made up of sourdough discard. And I must say, as the weeks go on, we are getting better and better at this. I'm probably doing it about 2 or 3 times a month. So the last 2 months I've made it about 4 times so far, and I think I'm getting better and better at it. So this is probably going to be one of the things I do with my sourdough discard. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload videos.